Hello, and welcome to this strangely lit cartoon graveyard. A beautiful autumnal morning outside. It's going to be not a request show today. This is actually going to be me just drawing for my own amusement. I think you should meet me inside, and we should get on with things. Okay, see you there.
Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to the Cartoon Graveyard. So, here we are. We are going to be doing a little project basically for me. So, this isn't a request, this is something that is in my headspace at the moment. I'm I've really, well, I've always been into the Lucha Libre, the Mexican wrestling, and the the topic of today is going to be a lucha libre, one of the wonderful masked Mexican wrestlers. Um, and no one in particular, just making one up as I go along. So we'll see how it comes out. Now, there's certain things that I love about cartooning lucha libre. Not that I've ever cartooned one before, but the cartoons of lucha libre. I'm quite into my pulp novels, my pulp films, and the Lucha Libre, they are quite often in those pulp novels. I'm thinking of introducing some into Skullgirl. So let's. These are athletes. They need to have. That's a terrible leg. Right, I'm gonna. I want to. There we go. That's a proper calf. Look at that. I wish I hadn't thickened it up. There we go. Yes. Oh, I'm doing it again. These are the problems that you'll find as a cartoonist. So I was never really into wrestling that much. My grandparents liked British wrestling. British wrestling is very different from wrestling. Um, well, it used to be very different from wrestling in the rest of the world. And then, yeah, definitely was very different from wrestling in the rest of the world. Then my friend Dave got me into American wrestling. We used to sit and watch it, but I think the wrestling I like most of all is definitely the lucha libre, um, the proper style of. It's a master, man. You can't you can't get past it. That's what it is. I just want to get a really good pose here, a really good wrestling pose. There's a real theatre to wrestling. Um, since I've been an author, um, I've managed to hang out with some of the most amazing world class wrestlers, um, and I can only say that they are genuinely, they are the nicest bunch of people. I have not been lucky enough to hang out. Well, I don't know. I was going to say I was just about to say I've not been lucky enough to hang out with a lucha libre, but I'll never know. These masked men, I could be hanging out with Batman. I would never know. So the lucha libre, one of the things about the lucha libre is they are masked. We know this, and I think that's that's one of the great styles of Mexican wrestling, is the fact that these guys they are they are the personification of camp wrestling, but at the same time with all the oomph and wonderfulness of proper wrestling. Proper wrestling. It is proper wrestling. I feel like I'm backing myself into a corner here. So the lucha libre, they basically um, are they're the masked men. That's what wrestling should be about in my head. British wrestling. When I was a kid, there was a masked wrestler called Kendo Nagasaki, and everybody was really into the giant haystacks, and the I can't remember the other guy, Big Daddy, giant haystacks. These were the wrestlers that the British public grew up with. But amongst those wrestlers, there was amongst those wrestlers there was Kendo Nagasaki, and Kendo Nagasaki was masked. And as a little kid going around to my grandparents, I didn't like the wrestling because my dad didn't like the wrestling, and if what my dad didn't like, I didn't like. That was the rules in my head. I'm sure it's the rules in most children's heads. But what my dad didn't like, I didn't like. So therefore, he really wasn't into wrestling. He would mock it, um, and because I wanted my dad to like me. I wouldn't let it be known that I also liked the wrestling. I would go outside and play when we were around our grandparents, and the wrestling was on. But when Kendo Nagasaki was there, I loved it, and it was great to find out that this was it. When I was older, it was great to find out that this was an actual thing. This was the wearing masks was a thing. Um, Loved it. Absolutely loved it. That nipple is in completely the wrong place. Let's give him a nipple there. There we go. Looks a bit weird. There we go. There's your nipple. So, so they've all got these wonderful personalities. And as I said, we had a masked one over here, and I suppose I wanted to be him more than anything else. Now, okay, I've got to give this guy personality. I always think because they're Mexican, they look a little bit like they're Mexican Aztec gods. Um, Terrible line there. Let's try that again. That's a terrible line. The joy of working on a tablet is the fact that you can turn it like you would a page. There we go. That's a lot better line. If I was actually working on the screen in front of me, I wouldn't be able to turn it. So let's give it. I've given him 4 fingers on one hand and only 3 on the other. Terrible. It's like he looks like he's going no. I'm going to give him a line there and say we are going to call this guy. It's going to look like a skull. That's what I'm going to start off with. So it's a skull, but it's not a skull. It is. It is a monkey. This is the monkey. The monkey god. The Monkey King. No, the Monkey God. I think Monkey King instantly conjures up things of that instantly conjures up the wrong images for me. That's Chinese, Indian for the Monkey God. Let's give him some. Is he going to be wearing tights? Should he be wearing tights? Now, what I loved about the Lucha Libre when they're cartoons, I think I was trying to say this earlier and then got sidetracked. What I love about the Lucha Libre is the fact that they, to me, they always appeared to be wearing the tiniest gloves. They had these big old arms, but their hands were tiny. So, it looks like he's been pushed down. He's doing a no, I will defeat you. Let's draw some ropes in behind him. Now, you may have seen from my other longer video that I did the other day. I don't know why it's been pushed back. I've clearly decided that he's against the ropes. There we go. It's a lot more visceral. I think being a bad guy, is he going to be a bad guy? Should we make him a bad guy, guys? I can't think of a good enough name we could give him. So, okay, I think maybe we should stop it there and give this guy some colour. So there we go. We've got a little bit of our Lucha Libre, our Monkey King, against the ropes, crushed down into the canvas, and we are going to give him some colour. So let's, yeah, just going to put some more detail in there. Right, what he's been mocked. This is what I'm going to say. He's been mocked. His great parentage has been brought into question, and he's had a banana thrown at him. As if it's his kryptonite. There we go. Right, let's give him some. Let's give him some colour. The power of the banana compels me. There you go. The monkey god, Aztec, Lucha Libre wrestler for the cartoon graveyard. Once again, a huge pleasure to draw the sweaty, sparkly, spandex covered, wonderful Mexican wrestlers. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you soon. Bye. So there you go. That's the the Lucha Libre have joined the ranks of the cartoon graveyard. So thank you very much for joining me once again. Remember to subscribe below. Please give me suggestions. I love doing the suggestions of the art. I'm going to try and keep these kind of videos to the Monday. And then on the Friday, I might do the longer videos, which is sped up with me talking over the top. So you get the general feel as we go along. But Friday's videos slightly more in depth than Monday's videos. But thank you very much for coming along. I think this definitely deserves at least one thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So the Lucha Libre, part of the cartoon graveyard. Bye bye.